Yo, the NBA is terrified of what just happened. History was nearly made tonight as Steph Curry and the Warriors beat the Grizzlies in their most important game of the year. And in today's video, I'll break down all the insanity that went down tonight and the impact this will have and how it changes everything for the Warriors playoff picture. Plus, a big update on the Jonathan Kuminga injury and the shocking numbers that I ran that prove once and for all whether or not the Warriors are actually better off without him on the floor. I know it sounds crazy, but it's what everybody's talking about. But first, hi, I'm Arthur Ballesteros, my second video of the day, and I need you to hit subscribe. We're working hard here, bringing you Warriors news, analysis, commentary, updates, everything you need as a Warriors fan. Less than 30% of you who watch on a daily basis are subscribed, so just do it. Hit it, because we have a celebration in order, baby. Warriors get the major win over the Grizzlies, 134 to 125. Last time they were in Memphis, they lost by 51 points. Steph Curry didn't hit a field goal. It was an abomination of a game, arguably a low point of the season. The Warriors finally break the Memphis curse. They had lost 7 of their last 8 in Memphis, and now we're cooking, baby. They scored 45 points in the first quarter, just so hot. The threes that were not dropping before finally started dropping tonight. And it was just an incredible playoff atmosphere. Drop a comment in down below right now. Tell me your favorite moment of the game. I mean, there were so many. There was Steph nearly breaking the 3-point record. There was the tip in by Brandin Podziemski. There was the 3 by Moses Moody at the end. There was Steph getting chippy with Bane. Drop your favorite moment in the comments below. We're going to get to all of it here. But I mean, just what an amazing night here. I mean, they had just broken their own personal best scoring quarter in the last game, scoring 43 points. They go crazy tonight. They get 45 points. And it's all thanks to the starting lineup that everybody loves to hate on. Smallest starting lineup in the league. These are your guys. They're now 12-0 together. Love them or hate them. It's finally clicking. It wasn't for a while. They were getting off to a ton of slow starts, but now I guess it seems like it's working, and this is what we're going to roll with here, where you have Jimmy Butler as your tallest player on the court. They were going up against a Memphis team with incredible size. Zach Edey, 7'4", 300 pounds. Jaren Jackson Jr., 6'10", just beefy. But they pulled it off. The Warriors, with barely any size on the roster, were able to pull it off. We're going to get to Steph's incredible night in just a little bit here. But, I mean, we just have to give praise to the starting lineup. I have been critical of it. Almost every Warriors fan has been critical of it. But it seems like it's working. And this was a night where, I mean, so much could have gone wrong, but it didn't. And it was all thanks to our leader, our chief, our chef, Steph Curry. What an amazing night. 52 points, 12 of 20 on 3-point. Nearly breaks the 3-point record set by Klay Thompson all those years ago. Almost beats his own personal best for threes in a game. That's 13. He was going for it. He started missing them late, where he missed like 3 in a row as he was trying to get it. But like by halftime, we're all watching. We're like, we're going to see history tonight. We got close. But I mean, it was just so exciting to see this game anyway. It doesn't matter whether he got it or not. They got the win. Steph just balling out of control. 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 5 steals. Like, look at how he just filled up the stat sheet. And that was all with getting fouled like 12 different times without it being called. He started to get really frustrated. You saw where he got really chippy with Desmond Bane at the end of the game there. Almost got in a fight. He's just obviously very fed up with what's going on, where he's not getting any of those calls. I mean, we can talk all night about the refs and the non-calls, Ja Morant shoving Moody to the ground, everything that was missed there. Also, an incredibly scary moment where Zach Edey steps on Jimmy's ankle. He's writhing in pain on the ground for a while. My heart sank. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. But everything was fine. He got up. He stayed in the game. It was really impressive to see. But Steph Curry, my God. I mean, look at this shot chart. I'm just looking from 3. Look at how deep some of these are. From the hash mark, nearly one from half court. As you see, he's not scoring inside because he's just getting hacked when he goes inside and just getting pummeled there. But still, an incredibly efficient night. Still goes 16 of 31, nearly 50, or just a little bit over 50% there. And he broke like so many different, records here for the night. This was his 15th career game with 50 points. This was his second of the season. You remember that magical 56-point game against Orlando. What was it? It feels like an eternity ago, but it's probably like a month ago. This is his 27th time with 10 plus threes in a game. And he passed Jerry West for 25th on the NBA's all-time scoring list. Just incredible night, especially when you consider last time he was in Memphis, he didn't hit a field goal. I mean, the Warriors got blown out of the gym, losing by 51 points. They've finally broken the Memphis curse where they had lost 7 of the last 8 in Memphis. Finally, their time. And I think the biggest stat of the night, I'm going to show you in just a second here. There's one key stat that just blows it all away. But first, also, we got to give some props to our boy Jimmy. I mean, he puts it together, has an incredibly efficient night, 27 points, only 1 of 2 on his threes, but that's fine. 7 of 11 shooting, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, timely defense with the 3 steals. But this is where the game comes down to it. He was perfect on free throws. And not just him. Let's look at this box score here. The entire team, perfect from the line, going 28 of 28. I mean, it was just a masterclass. Jimmy Butler, 12 of 12 on his free throws. He just showed such proficiency getting to the line and slowing down the game when it mattered and when they needed it. I'm losing my voice because I've been just yelling at the TV so much. Just a wild night for everybody involved. And it may not seem like it was a team win. I mean, when you look at some of these numbers, they only ran with a 9-man rotation here because they had Kuminga out. And I'm going to get to Kuminga in just a little bit, and I'm going to tell you exactly why the Warriors might be better with him not on the floor at this point here. But, I mean, Steph obviously dominated. Jimmy played Robin, exactly what he's supposed to do. The Warriors did have some trouble all throughout the night finding that third person who was going to score, who was going to keep him in the game. I mean, when you look at this, you see Draymond, he scored 13 points, but he was not efficient at all. He could not hit. They were leaving him open for 3. He just couldn't knock him down. He was 1 of 7, only 4 of 12 from the field. Normally, you would see somebody step up here. You would see Moses Moody go off for 20, or Podziemski, or Buddy Hield, but it just wasn't happening tonight. You see there, everybody else really having a rough shooting night. Moses Moody, 4 of 8, 2 of 5 from 3. I mean, you can live with that. He's just not getting a ton of points there. Podziemski, 0 of 4 from 3-point. And that's coming off of his last game where he had just broken a personal best 7 3-pointers in a game. Just a little bit off. We were really looking for that third person to step up, but it doesn't matter because Moses Moody and Brandin Podziemski stepped up exactly when it mattered. And I'm going to show you here. Let's look at Podziemski here. This was the play that saved the game here. Let's take a look. So this was Steph. He was trying to this would have been his 13th 3, misses it. Podziemski out of nowhere with the tip in to push it to 127 with a minute left. This was the play of the game. Brandin Podziemski couldn't get a shot to fall, but shows up when it matters. And then I'm going to look at Moses Moody's 3 that he hit because this sealed it here in the corner. 40 seconds left. Boom. Night. That was his own night. Not Steph Curry, but we'll deal with, we'll live with a Moses Moody night. But just an amazing performance. So much energy, so much intensity. This was a playoff basketball game through and through. And you see the Warriors step up when it matters. They got the early lead. Memphis tried to keep it close. Let's take a look at this, the flow chart here. I think I've got, Let me take a look. Yeah, here's the flow. So you see, the Warriors build this commanding lead early. Up 17 was their biggest lead at one point, and it wasn't really until the third quarter here, where Memphis actually got a lead, but it was really tight the whole way the rest of the game there, and it just shows that the Warriors can win in so many different ways. They can win in blowout fashion. They can win tough games on the road now. We're seeing, now granted, Grizzlies in free fall. Fired their coach. This is now their fourth loss in a row. I think they've lost 7 of their last 8. But this is still one of the more dominant teams in the West. We're talking about a team that is going to be a struggle for somebody in the playoffs to play once they can get clicking again. But the Warriors just continued to put them to bed and just winning the game in a way that we haven't really seen, where you're not seeing the same contributions from the bench that you normally get. This is typically the Warriors and the Grizzlies. They have like the 2 top benches here. The Warriors had to go with a 9-man rotation, which is fine. They should be limiting it here as we get closer to the playoffs, but they just weren't getting the key contributions scoring-wise. You were still seeing a lot of the defensive intensity. Guy Santos came up with some clutch steals there and some really intense defense as well, but just finding a new way to win. Incredible, incredible game. And then as we look at what's going on here with the next 4, so the Warriors win in Memphis tonight. Now they're going to end this 6-game road trip on Thursday in LA. That's against the 4th seed. Then they've got to play versus Denver. They're going to be coming home for that one. And then Sunday in Houston. Tough end of the season here. They've got 4 games after that against Phoenix, San Antonio, Portland, and the Clippers. Excuse me. I've really lost my voice. I'm dying here. I've done 2 videos today. I've been screaming at the TV. I'm tired. My contacts are burning, but I'm still here with you. I'm here with you because you're here with me. So now as we take a look at the standings here, the Warriors are now in the 5th spot. Can you believe this? Ask us beginning of February, do you think the Warriors will be in the 5th seed? It would have seemed insane, but here we are. And the best part of all of this, we own the tiebreaker against Memphis, own the tiebreaker against Minnesota. So just a little bit of an easier path should anything get weird here towards the end. As I'm recording this, the Timberwolves are still playing the game, so a little bit to shake out there to see if they're going to get over the Grizzlies in this spot here. But my Lord. So before the game, we did get the bad news that Jonathan Kuminga was not going to be playing. He was moved from questionable to being ruled out because of the pelvic injury. Now, that injury, originally when it happened in San Antonio, they called it an ankle injury. Now they changed it to a pelvis injury. It was obvious at the time that he hurt his pelvis when he fell there. But here's the thing. Lots of people talking about whether or not Jonathan Kuminga actually makes this team worse. If he's interrupting their flow, if he is, his basketball IQ just isn't high enough to fit in with this system here. Steve Kerr obviously loves smart players. All the players who are now locked into the starting 5 all get a lot of, praise for their high basketball IQ. Just lots of chatter about Kuminga making the team worse. So I ran a little bit of an analysis here to see whether or not the Warriors actually play worse when Jonathan Kuminga is on the floor. And this is what I found here. So I took all of these numbers and I started this with February 7th to today. Since February 7th was when the Warriors got Jimmy Butler. I'm not even going to compare statistics from when the Warriors didn't have Butler because it's just a different team now. But since the Jimmy Butler acquisition here, these are the team stats with and without Kuminga on the floor, whether he is playing in the game or out. Very interesting here. As you can see, the Warriors almost across the board better without Jonathan Kuminga. Points per game, they're scoring 121 points per game versus 112 points when he's in the lineup there. You're looking at the pace here. Pace, much faster without Kuminga in the lineup. They get about almost 100 possessions per game, only 95 with Kuminga on in the lineup there. Also, their offensive rating takes a pretty significant dip here. 121 offensive rating without Kuminga, 117 with Kuminga. Just less efficient team. The defensive rating is really the only thing where you see it gets slightly better with Kuminga on the floor there. So just some interesting numbers to kind of take a look at. Look, I've said this in previous videos and in the video earlier today. The Warriors are better with Kuminga at their disposal. Now, the key here is to figure out where he fits into what lineup, what rotation, how many minutes to give him, the matchups, all of that. But there is an apparent problem here with Kuminga on the floor. The eye test tells you something is a little bit off. Maybe it's because of the injury, maybe not. But it's going to be just really interesting to see as all of this plays out. But let's not let that take away from what was an amazing win tonight. Incredible. Let's gear up. Let's get ready. Finish off the road trip strong. Let's get a win in LA. And let's figure out the Kuminga situation as it goes. We'll see if he's even back and ready to play by the time Thursday comes around. So we'll see. You let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are the Warriors better without Jonathan Kuminga in the lineup? I don't know. You tell me. Until then, I'll talk to you tomorrow. We'll probably have some updates on whether or not he's going to be playing on Thursday. We'll see. But until then, I'm going to rest my voice, get some sleep, take my contacts out, and I want you to celebrate this win. Peace.